Good morning, Kingston. Today is Thursday, February 23rd. Thank you for joining us. I'm Imani Fleming. Coming up, a conversation with University Theater Professor Tracy Liz Miller. Students share their favorite studying spots on campus, and we'll take a look at your Rhody Sports Corner. Plus, 3 upcoming events you won't want to miss right here on campus. Well, it's that time again, time for another spring musical put on by URI's theater department, and you won't want to miss this crowd favorite. Theater professor Tracy Liz Miller is directing Into the Woods, which premieres at the Fine Arts Center in April. She spoke with the Cigar's Alexa Potamianos about what audiences can expect from the classic tale that's returning to Kingston for the first time in 19.
URI theater professor Tracy Liz Miller sparked a love for the arts from a young age. Miller shares more about her goals as a director.
Being in the room and getting excited about the ideas. When we do our first read through, that is literally some of the most exciting moments for all artists. We've gone through all of this months-long process, and finally everybody is in the same room together, and that includes the designers as well. So we get on, I like to say, we get on the same page, and then we launch into our rehearsal process. So the first read is pretty darn fun. It is an energy like no other. If you ever have an opportunity to sit in on one, it would make you want to be involved. Honestly, as a creative, you'd be like, all right, I'm in, let's do this. And that's a total delight.
Miller gives insight into the process for her upcoming production of Into the Woods.
Filled with possibility, and that's what I love. The possibilities within the rules that we're going to set up for this particular production is really wide ranging. It's a little out there, so it'll be a lot of fun. And I will really employ everyone's creative ideas, because there's just so much going on. There's no way it can come from one source. Like, all of us have to be in on it. You know, it's like lots of cooks in the kitchen, frankly, in order to pull this one off, because it's very complicated. And it's exciting. Yeah, it's exciting.
Dynamic show.
Yes, and it's Stephen's Sondheim. I'm excited to play homage to him. I've been in Sondheim plays as an actor, but never directed one, and this is particularly challenging, I think. But it's going to be joy. It's going to be absolute joy.
Alexa Potamianos reporting, 5 Cent Cigar News.
For some, it may be the library, and for others, it may not be as obvious. We're asking students where their favorite spots to study on campus are, and our first ever Nisha Needs to Know.
Hi, my name is Nisha, and today we'll be going around campus to see what students' favorite study spots are. Hi, we're here with
Sophie.
And we're going to ask her what her favorite study spot on campus is.
My favorite study spot is probably in the greenhouses.
We're here with
Jules.
And what's your favorite study spot on campus?
I'd say it's probably the garden area, like on that side of campus.
Hi, we're here with
Seamus.
And what's your favorite study spot on campus?
It's gotta be my house. Well, not my library. It's gotta be the library on campus.
Nice. What's your favorite study spot on campus?
I like the 3rd floor of the library because it's super silent and literally no one will disturb you.
Maddie.
And what's your favorite study spot on campus?
Either getting a study room on my own in the library or sometimes my dorm, depending on how late it is.
We're here with
Lauren.
And what's your favorite study spot on campus?
I really like the pharmacy building because people will play piano and I think it's really relaxing.
As you can see, there's a lot of cool study spots for all of our students to study at on campus. Thank you for tuning in to the first edition of Nisha Needs to Know.
And now to Zach Petrick, who's here in the studio for your Rhody Sports Corner.
Hello and welcome back to your Rhody Sports Corner. I'm Zachary Petrick. Women's basketball returned home on Thursday after a victory over VCU, facing off in a battle against second-place UMass. Men's basketball also faced UMass at the Ryan Center Saturday. Cam Iasimone has the highlights from both matchups.
From defense to offense, Atlantic 10's top-seeded UMass came into Kingston firing on all cylinders, giving the 2-seeded Rams their first loss at home all season, leaving the Rams 1 win short of the most wins in a single season in the Ryan Center.
It's a great win for us. Here's a revenge game for us, and obviously the first time that we played, we didn't play well. You know, and I said it publicly. I said, you know, we got outplayed, we got outcoached, we got out everything. But I promise you, okay, there wasn't one day that went by that I didn't, you know, think about that game. And so to come out here and play the way we did, I'm just really proud of my team.
Sydney Taylor would lead the charge on offense for UMass with 18 points along with 10 rebounds for a double-double, followed by Angelique Gala-Kalundi with 17 points of her own. Although UMass only shot 19% from beyond the arc, Rhode Island couldn't seem to retaliate on the other end. The Rams would shoot a poor 50% from the free throw line, 38% from the field, and only have one player in double figures with sophomore guard Sophie Phillips.
Right from jump, when they jumped out 9-0 and we got punched, you know, we just never responded, and we played catch up the whole way. Every big basket we kind of make to cut it to 12, get a little momentum, couldn't get stops. And we didn't do us today, and that's a credit to UMass. I give them full credit. We didn't defend and we didn't rebound, and you're not going to win a big game when you don't do that on your home floor.
Despite trailing 39-28 going into the second half, the Rams' third quarter efforts would increase while the team shot an improving 44% from the field in the quarter. But it wasn't enough to push through the remainder of the contest, ending in a 78-57 UMass victory.
They gotta simmer with this for a while, because you have to learn from this. We will not win games again if you give up 78 points and 21 O-boards. That's not who we are. We have to learn from this, and we gotta be ready to play big games. We have to. You have to have a level of intensity and energy to understand what you need to win a game like this.
As their 12-game win streak now snapped, the women will head back onto the road to face up against St. Joseph's and Fordham before heading back into the Ryan Center to face up against Dayton for their last regular season matchup of the season. And now onto the men's side of things, as UMass brought their own ruckus to Rhody in a dominating fashion. But before the madness, legendary URI alumni were in attendance for a very special occasion. Carlton Silk Owens, Tom Garrick, and Kenny Green became the first members of URI's newly created Ring of Honor. The three men, all key members of the 1987-88 Sweet 16 team, had their names and jersey numbers hung in the Ryan Center permanently. With URI royalty in the building, head coach Archie Miller was disappointed in himself and his team's efforts for the home crowd.
This game right here is disappointing. An apology should be issued by myself to everybody that loves Rhode Island basketball, especially on such a great day for those two former teams and those players. I think it's great that they were back, got a chance to talk to so many of them. But it's just one of those ones as a coach you'll look back on a long time, and you want that arena to feel, good, and today wasn't a good feeling.
UMass would spark a 9-0 run to start the game, and the Rams would only try and play catch-up ball from there. URI would go on to make a season-low 16 field goals in the contest. A balanced attack led by UMass's Keon Thompson, R.J. Lewis, and Tafarfa Gapri built the lead to as many as 27 points as UMass recorded its largest win over an A-10 opponent since 1996. For Rhode Island, Ish Leggett finished with 18 points and 8 rebounds in the contest, but still wasn't enough to pull through the 69-45 UMass domination.
I've never seen a game with 16 made field goals. I don't think I've ever been a part of a game where a team made 16 made field goals in a game, and it's just too much to overcome. It really was, and eventually the dam sort of broke. And I think that's where, as a coach, you get really disappointed because you want your guys to continue to just, keep sticking with it and fighting with it. And like I told them after the game, I've watched this team play a lot of different styles this year. I've watched them play in a lot of tough games. Very rarely were we ever really out of the fight. And even in that last 4 or 5 minutes of every game, we've kind of been right there. Today was like the first one where I really thought our spirit kind of took us away from it, and that's disappointing.
The men's next home matchup will be against George Washington before heading on the road for their final time this season versus Fordham and Loyola Chicago. From inside the Ryan Center, I'm Cam Iasimone reporting for Cigar Sports.
Sophie Phillips has become a premier player for the women's basketball team this season in a historic year. I spoke to Sophie and head coach Tammy Reese about her new role with the Rams. The Rhode Island women's basketball team has been on a tear this year, and a key part of this is Sophie Phillips. After only getting a total of 31 minutes last year, she is averaging over 17 minutes per game and has become one of the premier shooters in the A-10. A roster shakeup from last year and a new offensive scheme may have helped Sophie Phillips. Here's what Coach Reese and Sophie had to say about the changes in the offense.
but being able to have so many threats from outside has obviously made it hard for teams to defend us, so then we can punch it into like my A. But yeah, I think it's been huge for us this year, especially just having so many people that can shoot.
I think as a team, our ability to change and adapt to our strengths, both offensively and defensively, we've changed our complete playbook this year. We used to be a motion team, an elbow team, pound the paint. Now we're running a lot of different things for our guards. Our transition is geared towards our guards. And so I think we've adapted to fit the three-point shooting we've added. We added Emma, you have Sophie, you have Dolly, and you have Emmy. You've got three-point shooters now. We've put stuff in that really plays to our team's strengths. And so I think it's helped Sophie and all our three-point shooters tremendously.
Sophie Phillips has become one of the best scorers on the team, shooting over 40% from three and is third in total points for the Rams. Along with becoming a fantastic three-point shooter, Phillips has become a good defender. Here's what Coach Reese had to say about Sophie becoming a two-way player.
I think Sophie Phillips' strength is she's very deceiving. Her length is very deceiving as a guard defensively. And so you think you're going to get your shot off when she comes to contest. She is a really good defender. She may not be the strongest, when they attack her in the paint, but her guard skills guarding the ball and really defending three-point shooters, it has really increased this year. And again, that's the hard work she put in the offseason.
Sophie's success this year has originated from her hard work put in the offseason. Coach Tammy Reese and Sophie emphasized on the work she put in over the offseason to how she got to this point.
I just didn't get down on myself. Obviously freshman year was a little tough for me, but I knew that getting in the gym, getting reps up, that's what would make me a more confident player, and that's how I've been able to have success this year.
Sophie P put extensive work in the offseason, and how she ended last season, she knew she had to put that work in. I had no idea. Now, I knew she was doing her shooting workout. She was reporting everything back to us, but she worked. And no, I was as surprised as anyone when she came back. Number one, her aggressiveness towards to scoring, and then number two, her ability to make contested threes. It really was surprising. And from day one, she came back ready. And again, that was 4 months of off-season work that she put in, and she worked really, really hard at it.
With her new role in the offense, Sophie Phillips and the Rams are rolling this year, tied for first place in the A-10 with UMass. Sophie's impact on the offense has been undeniable this year, and I think I speak for everyone when I say there's still more to come down the stretch. Reporting from the Ryan Center, I'm Zachary Petrick. Taking a look at some of our other scores around campus, following the loss versus UMass, women's basketball bounced back with a win over St. Joe's Sunday before heading to New York to face Fordham on Wednesday. Men's basketball faced George Washington in Kingston Wednesday after their loss to UMass. Baseball got their season underway this weekend, falling to Sam Houston in a 3-game series in Texas. Softball also kicked off their season, going 1-4 at the Bob Hick Classic in Atlanta. Women's tennis beat Providence Friday before dropping a close match to Quinnipiac on Sunday. Finally, the women's swim and dive competed in the Atlantic 10 Championships on Saturday, finishing 11th out of 11 teams. That's all for this week's Rhody Sports Corner. Back to you, Imani.
If you're a natural underwater and want to learn how to save some lives, now's your chance. This week at URI, a basic lifeguard training allows students to become certified in first aid and lifeguard and professional rescuing. All classes take place at the Tutel Aquatic Center and are running until March 7th. Zumba dancing and berries may not seem like a likely pair, but this week the Hillel Center is proving otherwise with their Zumba aerobic cardio dance classes. Participants can enjoy traditional Israeli dance music while also enjoying berry bowls. No experience needed. And finally, musical artist and rapper A Boogie will be here to kick off the weekend at the Ryan Center as part of his Me vs. Myself tour. Students can still access tickets on URI's events website, and doors open for the show at 8:30. That's all we have for you this week at the 5 Cent Cigar Newscast. As always, make sure to check us out at rhodycigar.com and follow us on social media at Rhody Cigar. I'm Imani Fleming. Have a great day, Rhody.